So before we get started, my name is Samantha. This is Starkey Farmstead. We are located in Southeast Louisiana. Please make sure that if you enjoy my content, that you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the video, and watch it all the way through, folks, even if you have to speed it up, because it does help the algorithm. And right now we're trying to break the shadow banning that YouTube has put us under. And we need your help.
Continue to follow a news alert today involving two Chinese nationals accused of smuggling a dangerous pathogen into the United States.
And officials say the substance is a fungus that experts say could be used to threaten food crops if it spread.
Fungus could be used in agroterrorism. It wipes out crops and sickens people and animals. And right now, it's just not clear what these Chinese scientists intended to do.
Good morning and welcome back, friends and family of the internet. So my name is Samantha. And I really felt like I needed to highlight this story. With everything going on in the world, this would be easily skipped over, especially if you are not a homesteader or a rancher or a farmer. You're just a citizen living your best life, right? Letting the rest of us grow your food, and we're good with that. Somebody's got to do it. I just want to point out to you guys how dangerous this Fusarium that these Chinese illegals, well, I think one was illegal, one was a student in the United States, but they were smuggling in Fusarium, a form of Fusarium. Because like bacteria and viruses, there are hundreds of different types of Fusarium. When I first started gardening in 2020, I put down 400 tomato plants. They were dead within 4 weeks of something called Fusarium wilt. And I did a very large video on that. And I was heartbroken because as a brand new farmer, I didn't know that fungi would attack your plants so devastatingly. There was nothing I could do. I even caught it early enough. Even if you use a fungicide on a Fusarium, you only have 50% chance of killing the fungus. Now, here's the interesting thing. Have any of you been watching The Last of Us? It is a series going on HBO Max right now that's quite popular. And it talks about this, I'm guessing it's like a fungus that takes over humans and makes them go crazy, pretty much bringing the world to an end. Well, this is a modern day version of that. So sit back, get ready, and listen.
My name is Yun Qingjie.
33-year-old Yuxin Jian, a scientist and student from China working as a postdoctoral research fellow in a lab at the University of Michigan. On Tuesday, inside federal court, charged with conspiracy, smuggling, and making false statements. It's alleged her boyfriend, 34-year-old Yang Lu, also a scientist from China, was caught at Detroit Metro Airport smuggling a dangerous fungus into the country.
So we have two Chinese nationalists coming in to America through the airport, smuggling a deadly fungus. It was not in vials. It was not properly sealed. It was wadded up in napkins in a backpack. What?
Fusarium graminearum attacks barley, corn, and wheat and could be used for purposes of agroterrorism.
So he who controls the food controls the people. We know that, right? Well, YouTube demonetized me for showing you the truth. And I don't care, folks, if you send $1, $10, $100 or more, whatever the Lord leads you to do would be a blessing to us. Please look at the top of comments. There are different money apps. It is serious, folks. That means an attack on the food supply of a nation, a country, a town. You can use poisons, they've done it in the past, the government, to wipe out farms, to poison water. Something else will include is the biosecurity of animals. It was found out that sometime between 2000 and 2020, the CCP had purchased the genetic material of America's best livestock producers and had brought it to China. Now, folks, let me just make a point here. We all know all the great advancements they've made in science, where DNA and human cloning and animal cloning has gone. So you can only imagine if the Communist Party of China wants the DNA of our best livestock, our bulls, our heifers, our sheep, our goats, our chickens, and they take back to China all that material, all that organic genetic material, what exactly are they going to do with it?
According to this complaint, in July of 2024, Customs and Border Patrol found a wad of tissues in a pocket in Lu's backpack. Investigators say the tissues concealed a note in Chinese, a round piece of filter paper with a series of circles drawn on it, and 4 clear plastic baggies with small clumps of reddish plant material inside. Investigators say Lu lied about the materials before admitting he was smuggling them in to do research at the lab where his girlfriend was working at the University of Michigan. Investigators say Lu's iPhone contained an article titled 2018 Plant Pathogen Warfare Under Changing Climate Conditions.
So 2 Chinese nationals snuck in deadly fungal pathogens into an American airport to go do research in an American university. I might understand why Trump has a problem with so many national students being at the universities our taxpayers pay for.
They also uncovered messages between the two conspiring to bring pathogens into the United States. He was denied entry and sent back. It's believed he's currently back in China. His girlfriend, Jian, is still here, now facing serious charges.
Conspiracy to commit an offense or defraud the United States, smuggling goods into the United States, false statements.
So they arrest her. They release him. Make that make sense. They don't even know where he is at this moment. They assume he's in China. Doesn't that make you sleep better, American farmers and ranchers? Folks, listen to me. Funguses are some of the worst diseases you can get. They're harder to get rid of than bacteria and or viruses. And with the amount of fungicides that are sprayed yearly in America, we don't have a natural immunity to fungi anymore. Our soils, instead of having healthy fungi, they have the bad fungi. And that's what happens when you kill indiscriminately. The same with bacteria. Like, you need bacteria, healthy bacteria, to break your food down in your stomach. The problem is when you introduce bad bacteria and you don't have enough good bacteria to fight them. Then you take antibiotics, which basically indiscriminately kill everything. So we're in this crazy cycle right now of human history where we kill fungi, viruses, and bacteria indiscriminately, killing both the good and the bad. And if you don't know how those life cycles work or how pests in a garden reproduce, let me explain. Good bacteria and good pests, good insects, their life cycles are much longer. It may take a week to reproduce, but you have something like, say, the cucumber beetle. It may only take a day to reproduce. So there's this crazy mindset where humans are concerned. Let's kill everything and start over fresh. Well, when you do that, the bad things reproduce faster than the good things in both bacteria, fungi, and viruses, as well as insects. So keep that in mind when you're trying to annihilate a pest problem in your garden. Sometimes backing away and leaving it alone and allowing nature to take care of nature is your best bet.
According to the complaint, investigators say they found evidence that Jian smuggled biological materials into the United States prior to this, and that she is loyal to the Chinese Communist Party, which they say helped finance her studies and research.
She was actually arrested in 2024 under Joe Biden, and they've kept it quiet this entire time solely because everything they just said proves what President Trump said about allowing foreign-born actors into our country, even for university.
Let me ask the government, what is your position on bond?
The government's seeking detention, Your Honor.
So there you have it, no bond for Ching Ching Chu. I'm not being ugly. I really don't remember what her name is. I've got to say this, though, folks. Wake up. We are at war. I keep telling you that. Just because you're not hearing the bombs drop doesn't mean that there's not an active war happening on the streets of America in towns that you aren't privy to be in. And unless the news shows it to you, you're not going to know about it, are you? Funny thing, Nick Shirley was caught up in Minneapolis yesterday. Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know, at the riot on the streets. And when I watched the news afterwards, what I saw was not what actually showed in Nick Shirley's videotaping. You should go back and watch those videos. It's very telling how they twist things. So, if you haven't already started purchasing organic seeds and putting them up, you might want to. Let this be the warning heard around America.